All right, hey there, how's it going? This is Troy. I haven't done a video in a while, and so I just thought I would chime in and pick a topic and hopefully something that's relevant to what's going on in your lives today. Something that came up for me was just the concept of resentment. I think we've all at one point in our lives had moments or long periods of time where resentment was real and could possibly overtake emotions and a lot of time. And I wanted to just discuss a little bit on where that comes from, why we have to deal with this stuff and why it's so hard to let it go and how to actually manage through it. Resentment, it's not about, if it's resentment over some past trauma, some legitimate trauma, then it's real and it's difficult. But realistically, most things that happen in our lives that transpire in our adult lives that aren't acute trauma are probably a reflection of something going on inside, whether it be unresolved childhood trauma or unresolved trauma of any kind in the past. And so we need to be able to recognize this and see the situation for what it's worth, number one, because whoever may be doing something to you, right? Like, they aren't necessarily doing anything to you. They've got their own life and their own motives, and they're trying to do their best in their own way they can. It just may actually have an impact on you in some way. What happens, we end up resenting these people or these situations or whatever it is, and we take it so personally when it's not really personal. And there's a benefit in knowing this. If we realize that whatever I may be feeling that is in conflict with what happened in the situation, if I realize that that's actually something from my past bubbling up, and I've got to recognize why I have a problem with whatever has happened, then I have some control over this. I don't have control over the other person, but I do have control over how I manage myself and what I actually think about the situation. If I can dive deep enough and recognize that, what, this person, it seems like they might have screwed me over, but in reality, this is triggering emotions inside of me from the past that are overreacting to the actual situation that's happening right now. That's typically what usually goes on with most of our situations in life. Yes, we are going to have some situations that we go through that are traumatic just in themselves, and that's unfortunate, and we do have to learn how to manage through these as well, because even on a deeper level, we have created this and brought this into our lives for some reason, right? And not because we want it, but something inside of us had attracted this particular energy to us, right? So we have to look inward, no matter what it is, no matter whether it's big trauma or little trauma or something triggering trauma from the past. We have to go inward, and we have to recognize that, hey, there's something inside of me that's perpetuating this pattern or making people treat me this way, or whatever the case is. So a lot of internal work needs to be done, and that's really the only way we can address or manage any of these issues coming up. If you haven't done the internal work, if you're still in a place of blame and feeling as if a victim, then you're missing it. Okay, you're just missing it, because we create our own lives, and every single thing that happens in my life, good and bad, is a result of what's really going on inside me, in my body, emotionally, and in my subconscious mind. So those things need to be addressed. It's really the subconscious mind that's driving all this stuff. And if you're reluctant to investigate it, you're gonna be subject to suffering the same pattern again. So anyways, just a little something to keep in mind. I hope it resonates with you and it can be helpful, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thanks a lot.